Okay, hopefully that works. I'm Casey Hunter. I am a director under Wendy Masterson. I debuted this summer, and so this is one of my first times doing a Zoom call with y'all. So like I said, bear with me. We're going to go through recognition first, and I apologize. I'm seeing this up here right now, but it's been a rough day. So just ignore any of this you see going on. We're going to start with recognition. With faces for the week, we're going to go through that first and do our Queen of Faces. Erica Rodriguez with 5 faces, Ashley Branch with 1, Letty Cantu with 1, and Victoria Guerin with 3. So Erica, you're going to be our Queen of Faces this week. Congratulations. Career
Yay!
Chat. Are you on here, Erica?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good deal. This week with Career Chats, we had Erica Rodriguez with 3 and Jesse Perkins with 3. So the two of you are going to split our Queen of Career Chats. That's awesome. Next up, sales. We have Robin Ings. Ooh, Robin, I know I'm saying that wrong. I'm sorry. Robin with $340 in sales. Erica Rodriguez with $518. Ashley Branch with $375. Letty Cantu with $78. And Victoria Guerin with $589. So Victoria, you are our Queen of Sales. Congratulations. I also wanted to recognize tonight we have 2 new DIQs in the Wildflower unit, Joanna Sines and Tiffany Easley. Congratulations. They are in with 8. So if y'all get a chance, cheer them on, send them some encouragement. I know that they are working really hard, have been, to get into DIQ, and now are going to just knock that out. So we're encouraging y'all. We hope you have everything rocking and rolling, and we're looking forward to seeing what becomes of this. Okay, what we are going to be talking about tonight is money management, and I will be real honest, this is not a strong suit of mine, and so I had to enlist the help of Ms. Masterson. She sent me some information that I was able to kind of cheat off of, and so what I'm going to be going through, the main thing that I'm going to talk about tonight is from Leah Laughlin. I'm struggling today, y'all. We're going to be talking about the 60-40 split and kind of breaking that down within your business, how you can best manage your money. And so I went through today, took some notes over several of her boxes that she has sent out over the past. There's also some good resources on her website. If you want to go there, I'm sure that we can post that in the Van Zant group. And so we're going to talk just a little bit about the 60-40 split of how to manage the money within your business. Basically, what she suggests is taking your monthly income, all of the money that's coming in from your sales, and rather than doing it by each party, focus on doing it as a whole for the month. And so, for example, we're going to say that your sales are $1,000, just so that it's easy to calculate. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to take that $1,000 and you're going to split it 60% in one group and then 40% in the other group. And we're going to talk about the 60% first. Within that 60%, you're going to take 10% of that money, and that's what's going to be used to cover your expenses. That money needs to be set aside for shipping, for orders that you're sending out, for your ProPay whenever you are needing to renew that, so that you have that money set aside to use later on. You're also going to use that 10% for Section 2 items that you may be ordering. You're going to be using it for workshops that you may be going to. If you are registering for a January Jumpstart or going to career conference or seminar, any of those things, if you're setting that 10% aside each month, then you're not going to have to worry about where you're going to find that money when it comes time for that event. So for example, your monthly 10% would be $100, and you're just going to set that to the side and know that that's what it's for whatever expenses you're needing. Then the other 50% of that, you want to take that 50% to use to reorder or restock your inventory. And I know sometimes it can be very tempting when you sell $300 or $400 worth of stuff not to replenish your inventory because you have $300 or $400 cash, and taking half of that and reinvesting in the wholesale amount of your inventory sometimes doesn't seem like a great idea. But you want to make sure that you're taking that 50% and doing your reorder each month to replenish your shelves so that you have plenty of inventory on your shelf. One of the best things about having inventory that she talks about is it builds your customer loyalty. It also is a convenience factor for your customers. I can't tell you how many times someone has ordered something and they'll just, as a side note, say, oh, and do you happen to have so-and-so or such and such also? And 9 times out of 10, if I have that on hand, then they're going to go ahead and buy it, even though they may not need it at that point. And so if your customers know that they're not going to have to wait on their products, they're not going to have to wait for you to collect the money from them and order it, wait for it to come in and then deliver it, it's going to make a huge difference in customers returning to you. And so that's what you want to look at for your 60%. Your 60 split is going to be 50% reorders and then 10% expenses. So there's that 60%. Then you're going to look at the 40% you have left. And this is your profit money. Now, basically you can do what you want with this money, but this is going to be what you're using to pay yourself, and that needs to be a paper trail. So at the end of the month, you need to take that 40%, and if you are paying yourself a regular amount of money, then that needs to be on paper going from your Mary Kay account to your personal account or to your savings account, wherever you're moving it to. You are only taking that full 40% as profits if, and she stresses this huge, if you either already have a full store in inventory and if you have paid off the inventory that you have. So let's say that you invested $2,000 in your inventory. Until you pay that off, you need to be using part of that profit money, that 40%, it needs to be paying off your inventory. So it doesn't need to all be going as profit. You need to make sure that you are paying off your inventory and that you're building your complete store to have that on hand before you take that full 40% profit. Let's see. One of the things that she talked about doing was, if you do invest in inventory, taking that amount and breaking it down by the week to know exactly how long you have to pay it off, how much you need to earn each week to put towards that. And so that way it's a very measurable amount. Make sure that you know exactly what your inventory is, how much you owe on it, how much money you're bringing in, and how much you're paying towards that. If you don't track that, it's really easy to get behind and have a lot of inventory and not be paying it off, and it just builds and builds and builds the amount that you owe. So she says first thing you need to do with that 40% is pay off your investment. Second thing you need to do is build a full store. And a full store is not going to look the same for every person. Depending on your customer base, how many customers you have buying from you. If you only have 10 customers that are buying from you regularly, your store is not going to look the same as someone that has 40 customers. And so when we say a full store, that means a full store to serve your customers, not necessarily one of every item, because that's not necessarily what you need, but you need to be working to have a full store to be able to serve the customers that you have. Let's see. One of the things that she talked about at the end that I thought was really important is sometimes we think that money management is only for those that are building their business, building leaders, and wanting to advance in the career path, and that's not necessarily the truth. Money management is important even if you're not wanting to do the leadership part of this business. Some people want to do the leadership, some people don't, and that's fine, but you still need to manage your money so that it is a business. Whether you're doing this as a hobby, just some extra income, or you're doing this full time, if you treat this business as a business, then it's going to pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby and don't really pay attention to the money, it's mixed up between your personal money and your Mary Kay money, then it's going to be problematic, and it's going to be hard for you to see that as being something that's adding to your life financially. The last thing that she talked about that I really liked was she said this can still be a great source of income. Even if you're not doing this full-time, if this is not your full-time job, Mary Kay still provides a great source of financial revenue for your family. For you, it can be something that if you need to be bringing in more money, then it's certainly something that you can do that with. Also, if you are doing the business as a way to get your family into a different tax bracket, then your expenses for your Mary Kay can certainly help with that. If you need information on that, you need to talk to someone besides me, because like I said, money management is not my thing. But basically, those were the things that I wanted to go over tonight. I know this isn't really long, but like I said, I'm going to try to get the posting to the link where it has all of these papers that she has, and she has a really neat spreadsheet already created that's broken down by month, where you can go in and fill in this information, and it's going to show you exactly how much of your money needs to be going where. But the main idea is the 60-40. 60% is the first part that comes out. 10% of that is your expenses, 50% to restock your inventory, and then the other 40% is going to be used to pay off anything that you owe on your inventory to build your store. And then once you're to the point of having your full store and having your inventory paid for, then that is the profit that you're going to be paying yourself or moving aside to a savings account or whatever you want to use it for. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that everyone's having a good week, and I will talk to y'all later.